Go Jackers.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome to WreckTalk. So, I want to talk today about this demotion of Andrew Thacker, promotion of Kevin Sherrer to DC. From what I can surmise, it seems like most of the fan base is happy about this. If you look at like the comments, like, oh, this should have already happened. Finally, 100% the right move. I feel like me and Sea Dog, probably him more so than me, are kind of like, well, hold on, like it's not 100% clear to me that this number one is the right move, and it's far less clear to me that this is going to make a substantive difference. So, first, let's look at it is rare that you have someone who's in charge demoted. Almost always they are fired. The reason for that is think about now how crappy of a position Thacker's in. This is why I said on the live show, I think 100% this is his last season at Georgia Tech. He's definitely looking for other jobs elsewhere. And I could be wrong about that. Look, I'm not in the program, but think about the position he's now in. He's now hand in hand and taking orders or being led by people who were his subordinates. Not only Kevin Sherrer, but also Travaris Tillman. Like that's not a ideal situation. Like you've really neutered the guy at that point. Which brings to mind, like, what does that do, one, for the morale of your team, particularly the defense, where now the guy who was their leader is no longer their leader, and especially if you're a safety, like that might be a little bit odd. And on the other hand, what does that do for the morale of your coaching staff? I wouldn't think it's great, and again, I'm not saying this is the wrong move, but here are the issues that come along with that, and this is why you almost never see someone demoted. Let's talk about Kevin Sherrer. So, well, and even before that. So I listened to the press conference that Key gave yesterday. And one, I thought it was Kelly Quinlan. It wasn't. It was Ken Segura that asked him an absolutely brutal question that I think really served no purpose. But he basically asked him, like, and this is WreckTalk's, brutally honest interpretation of the question. But asked him, don't you look like a dummy for retaining him on staff and giving him a new contract, talking about Andrew Thacker, only to fire him 4 games in or demote him? Which, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good for Key to do that. But what do you expect him to say? So Key was like, basically, I could give a crap what you think. I deleted Twitter. I'm totally off of social media. You think I care what you think at the AJC? No. I feel like as a journalist asking questions, you're kind of creating an enemy with that one. I would have asked, probably more so like, what improvements do you think will be made from this move? Something like that. But Key also said this wasn't a knee-jerk or I think in his words, this wasn't like a reactive, emotional decision. Or it wasn't a knee-jerk decision, which is kind of hard for me to buy. Like, I'm a huge Key supporter. Key lost a lot of goodwill, faith in that Bowling Green loss, but there's even people who are saying Key needs to be fired, and for all those people that think that, you're out of your mind. I mean, the guy's in his now approaching his 5th game as head coach. Like, just ask yourself if you want to end up like Florida, Texas, Tennessee, what they've been in the past. And they have the money to pay 3 coaches at a time. We don't. I don't know, because our linebacker play has really been the worst position group on our defense, which is what Kevin Sherrer coached. And it's not just like we're saying, well, at least they're making the right reads at linebacker, they're getting in the right spots. They're just there's a talent issue there. Once he gets a recruits in, we're a player or 2 away. No, we're horribly out of position. Like I said, by the time these linebackers tend to identify where the ball is, they're 5 yards beyond the first down or yard to gain. So that makes me nervous, because that does seem like a coaching thing. And also, you would think the position coach gets to decide who he's going to start. Like, you would think Mola starting and like not Oliver or White is Sherrer's decision. Certainly he knows more about those players than Thacker does. And let's talk about Kevin Sherrer. I was asked on the live show, like, basically what I thought about his ability and kind of what is his background. He does have deep ties to the state of Alabama. I believe he does have 2 national title rings with Alabama. He was their director of player development from 2010 to 2012, and he was the head coach at Hoover before that, and won a state title, I believe, with them. Then he was the DC at South Alabama, like in 2013. He was linebackers coach at UGA from 2014 to 2017. Coached some good linebackers that have done well in the NFL there. He was the DC under Pruitt at Tennessee. And he had 1 good year there. I think they took a good step back defensively their 2nd year. It's kind of hard to judge Sherrer for those 2 years at Tennessee, because we all know, like, Tennessee's paying $8 million for the nonsense that happened at Tennessee while Pruitt was there. And Pruitt's basically, I mean, this is a very simplified explanation of it, but it's basically been banned from coaching in college football for like, what, 6 to 10 years or something. So not great. He was linebackers coach for 2 years for the New York Giants. So I'm looking at his resume. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like he was ever on a staff with Key. And Key has said he's the best linebacker coach that he knows that he's been around. Now, by the time Tech hired him, like, his last year with the Giants was 2021. We hired him, in this past offseason. So he wasn't working on a staff for, it looks like, 2 years. So make, what you will of that. And I've said it many times now. I think that this decision to fire Thacker makes fans happy. As far as what it's going to do for our defense, I don't know. College football, especially with coaches, is really, it makes me think of the Eddie Murphy bit, "What have you done for me lately?" It is a very "what have you done for me lately" business. Last year, Georgia Tech's defense was the cornerstone of the team. And it was kind of hidden nationally as far as really how good it was, just because our offense tended to put the defense in such bad spots. But you think of the Pitt, Duke, especially the North Carolina game last year. Those were all Thacker-led defenses that came up with a lot of turnovers, held teams to not many yards. And I am kind of heartbroken for Thacker. I mean, I hate it. I hate it for him. And Key says this isn't a knee-jerk reaction. Again, I don't know what happens in the locker room. Seems like a knee-jerk reaction. I mean, it's kind of hard to convince me it's not when it comes the day or two after, the loss to Bowling Green. Like, if it wasn't a knee-jerk reaction, what happened in those 2 days that didn't have to do, with Bowling Green? Now, I will say I really would like to see some shakeup in the position group at linebacker. Like, all of them have been somewhat out of position. Braylon Oliver has looked the best to me. The guy just seems to find the ball. I think Braylon Oliver is the best tackler on our entire defense. And for a defense that's struggling with making tackles, it would probably behoove us to have our best tackler out there. I'm sure Palmola is a great kid. I will say I don't understand being that far out of position when you're a 6-year senior. Effort has looked good to me. He's been even equally out of position as Mola, but I can far more understand that with him being a freshman, and he does seem to move better. So that that's really how I feel about it. People, I'm sure I'll get another comment that I have no clue what I'm talking about, that I'm an idiot, this, that, and the other, from people that, if we sat down to break film, wouldn't have the first freaking clue about what they're looking at. They're just like, it's just not good. It's just not good. It's bad. Fire everybody. Okay, man. Like, I hope all of those people are judged similarly in their careers. Like, the first mistake you make, they just fire you for it. And then we all talk about it on the internet for a month, But that's fun, Long line of people that think WreckTalk's an idiot. And for the people that think this is the solution, I guess my question is, do you really think simply demoting Thacker is going to solve all the issues we have on defense? Because I don't. Maybe a new guy at the helm will help, but there are so many problems that I just don't think a change is going to make a huge difference. With that being said, unfortunately, I'm going to have to get ready and preview the Miami game. Miami looks really good. I'm actually going to be on I got to look at this guy's channel name. Sea-Dog and I will be on at 9 p.m. tonight. I've been messaging him on Twitter. The Scoop on the U. That's the Scoop on the U YouTube channel. We'll both be on breaking down the Miami game. Hope to see you all there. Congratulations to member T-Branch for winning the merchandise giveaway. I'll try and get that sorted out today. And if no one's told you guys, WreckTalk loves you. Y'all have a good one.